Hey everyone, Chris from VarsityGaming, and welcome to another patch notes reading. I know I've uploaded a lot of videos the past 2 days, and a lot of them including Operation Phantom Sight content. Well, they just released the patch notes for Operation Phantom Sight today, so we're going to go through and talk about all of the changes coming in Year 4 Season 2. There's a lot more than just 2 new operators, so we've got a lot to cover. Let's get into it. Well, first, there's a bunch of lore here which I don't really feel like we should get into because I don't really care about the lore. If you really do care, go find the patch notes, look at it yourself. We're actually going to look at the real content, which is, well, first, the operators. We have Nock, who is the new attacker. She basically is the new spook bitch, probably more spookier than Cav. But she is on attack. Her special ability is she can activate this little wristwatch thing that she has, and it will make her footsteps more quiet as long as she is walking or crouch walking, and it'll make her invisible on all defender cameras. The only way anyone will be able to see her on cameras is if, one, it's a yokai or a Mozzie drone, in which case they'll have the little bar effects that Vigil normally has on cameras. But apart from the Vigil effect, she'll be completely invisible on all cameras. The only way you can see her is if she does any action other than, I think it's walking, crouch walking, reloading, or swapping weapons. Anything else will make her glitch out on the camera so you can actually see where she is. You won't see like a direct outline or a direct image of her, you'll just see little blocks moving, kind of like distortion on the screen. So it should be an awesome operator to attack with, especially rushing, because they won't be able to see you on cameras, and they won't be able to hear you coming as long as you're not sprinting. So I think overall a fairly powerful attacker. Now let's talk about the loadout. First off, I'm sure a lot of you will notice, the new operators do not have any new weapons, which I'm considering making a full kind of rant video as to why this is not that bad of a thing. I might go over it sometime this week, and if I have enough talking points, I'll do a video on it. And if you guys are interested in it, I'll do a video on it. But anyways, her loadout is, for her primary, she has the FMG-9, which is Smoke's SMG, and the 612 SD, Silent Shotgun from Legion. For her secondary, she has a 5.7 USG pistol and the Desert Eagle. The Desert Eagle is getting 2 new attachments. It'll have either a silencer or a muzzle brake, or nothing, if you don't want anything. But she has those weapons available to her. For her secondary gadgets, she has Claymore and Breaching Charge, and overall she's a 2-2. So not speedy, but fast enough to rush into sight. Yeah, a lot of people have been giving flack about reusing weapons, and like I said, if I have enough talking points, I'll go over it in a video and talk about why that's really not that big of a deal. And please let me know in the comments down below if you really want me to get into it, because I really think people are blowing it way out of proportion. They also added some new lore stuff on the side for each operator in case if you want to go or look at that. I really don't have any interest in it. But we're moving on to Warden. He is the new Defender. He is a Secret Service agent, which also, by the way, I should have probably mentioned. Nock is from Denmark. She's like their frogmen or something. So 2 different CTUs, but Warden is from the Secret Service. A quick summary of Warden's gadget is he has these new glasses that will either allow him to see through smoke or remove any effects of flash grenades or Ying Candelas on his screen. So if, say, you're already flashed, whether it be from a flashbang Ying Candela or even a blitz shield, and you activate your glasses, the flash will immediately go away. Clears all vision. Now if you have it on and then a grenade or anything comes out, it'll still keep you clear. And it also allows Warden to see through smoke grenades, but only while he's standing still. If he does any sort of movement, it'll start to deteriorate his ability to see through smoke, kind of like what Glass has been updated to. There will be a little bar on the side to show you how effective your thing is, and also you'll obviously be able to notice when you're looking through smoke that it'll become more and more fuzzy the more you move. But yeah, that's Warden's ability. And now let's get into his loadout. He has the SAS M590A1 shotgun and the MPX from Valkyrie. For his secondaries, he has the P10C pistol, which I kept thinking was from Ella and Zofia, but it's actually from Clash. And he also has the SMG-12 sidearm, which is from Vigil and Dokkaebi. And for his secondary gadgets, he has the deployable shield and barbed wire. And for his speed and armor, he is a 1-speed, 3-armor operator, which I know a lot of people are like, what the fuck? He's a Secret Service agent, like he's got to be mobile, he only has a suit. He does have a lot of armor on there, so the armor makes sense. And when you see him in game, he is a pretty beefy boy. He's not super thin like Bandit or anything. His armor makes sense. And also, he's supposed to be an anchor. He's not supposed to be someone running around being immune to flashes or running and seeing through smoke. He's supposed to be on site. But that is Warden, the new defender. And before I go into the rest of the patch notes, actually one thing I should mention that still really fucking bugs me. Nox watch is orange. Warden's is blue. If you're ever in a match of ranked, or I think it's even in casual, orange team always goes defense first. Blue team always goes offense first. Yet Warden is a defender with blue, and then Nock is an attacker with orange. I don't know if they did that intentionally. I assume it has to be. It's the same orange and blue that they use for all the graphics, but it bugs the shit out of me. Anyways, moving on. Map rework Cafe Dostoevsky. I'm not going to get into a huge amount of detail for this or really go over it because I have a full video on it if you want to go see it. Uploaded it on Sunday. It's just called I think it's Summary of All Changes to Cafe Rework or something. Go check it out. I go over every single change made to the map. And then moving on, we have Reverse Friendly Fire. They're going to be updating it a bit. Nothing crazy yet. They said they're just going to keep looking into it. I have already made my opinions on this pretty clear. I'm not a huge fan of the Reverse Friendly Fire because I really don't think it's going to fix much. I think it's just going to be the same issues that it always was. But they are implementing some changes. Basically, they're going to update and improve the effectiveness of how different types of damage are dealt to teammates. So I think right now some explosions don't reverse and toxic gas doesn't either, but now it's going to. So that'll be interesting. And then here are the other big changes. Ranked. Something I am not too happy about. They are removing secure area and hostage from ranked. Right here. It's a bomb only mode now. And I get it. You know, I've seen some good points. It allows Ubisoft to balance the game more to bomb and not have to have the maps be viable for every single site or every single type of objective. And it allows the operators to be more in tune with specifically bomb game mode instead of having to make sure they don't ruin other game modes as well. I get that, but I still think it's going to be very boring to only play bomb. I know a lot of people hate on secure area and hostage, which frankly I think is unwarranted, but it is fun to play other things other than just bomb. It allows you to play other objectives, other parts of the map that you normally would never see. For example, my favorite example of this is playing secure area on Villa. One of the sites for secure area on Villa is in the basement in the art storage room. If you don't play secure area, or even hostage, because that's the same site down there, you will never see that room down there. You never go to the basement for Villa unless you're roaming, and even then you just pass right through. So at least with that, you get to see different parts of the map and try to actually make them work. But whatever, we'll either leave that for another rant video, or I'll talk about it in the comments, who knows. But other changes. So, Pick and Ban is coming, which I'm really happy about. When we were in San Francisco, they made no mention of it, so I was a little worried that we weren't actually going to get Pick and Ban, but it is for sure coming. Another big change is 3-round rotations, which I don't know exactly how I feel about that. I feel like it's probably a good change, but at the same time, I don't really see it as a necessity. For those who don't know, that means that if you're on defense first, you'll go defense 3 times in a row, and then you swap to attack, and then it's attack 3 times in a row. And if you both go 3 and 3, then you go to overtime where it's swapping every round. But for the first 3 rounds, you stay on the same side. I think they mainly did this just so maps that are, for example, like defender-sided, it doesn't just keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You actually have to like go through all the sites, and if you fuck up one of them, then the other team gets the advantage, stuff like that. That's the only really real reason I can think about it. And also probably to make it more in line with Pro League. And then lastly, I know some people like this in Pick and Ban, 6th pick, not available. So for those who don't know, 6th pick was where everyone chooses their operators. It shows both teams who chose what operators, and then one person on each team can swap their operator without the enemy team knowing. So that won't be a thing. Moving on, a small change that really won't impact any of us, new shopfront. It's just going to be easier to see stuff. Basic summary is that based on what you own, more relevant stuff will pop up. So let's say you have all the elite skins except for one. Bandit Elite will be number 1 on there because it knows you like elite skins. It's just going to always show stuff that's more relevant to you, which is overall good, I guess. Oh yeah, and then I forgot about this actually. Legion Elite skin. The first futuristic skin available. It'll be out with Operation Phantom Sight. Legion no longer looks like a vacation boy. He looks like a future soldier. 10 out of 10. Love this. Probably is going to be my #1 elite skin. I'm excited to see what the animation's like. They have this video, but it's just him standing there and it spinning around him. I don't think that's an actual final elite skin animation. But yeah, I'll definitely make a video on this when it comes out. Next up, we have seasonal skins, which a lot of people were unexpectedly, in my opinion, going crazy over the Rainbow Six cone skin that I had during I think it was the preview event and the Creator Cup, maybe? I don't remember. But this is one of the seasonal skins that everyone was going crazy over. It's just ice cream and ice cream cone. And the other ones are a little more simplistic, black and red. And then, I don't know exactly what this is supposed to be, but green with a crest. And then this one looks a little more military, all black with gold and blue highlights. Probably the cone skin you'll see a lot of, though. People are going to love that one. And like all seasonal skins, it'll only be available on weapons up until this season. Which, if we stop getting new weapons, is not something we have to worry about anymore with seasonal skins. Moving on to operator balancing. Well, if you watched my early access video, you'll see that Glaz has received his update. He is now nerfed. Instead of always having thermal, if he moves, he'll lose some of his thermal ability and he has to stand still in order to regain it. So now Glaz will no longer be a smoke out sight, push in and just kill people when they can't see you. He'll be a smoke out and then hold and wait forever, because if you move, you're not going to be able to see them. And on the side of the scope now, there will be 3 bars that'll show you how effective it is. If it's at 1 bar, it means it's minimum, 2 is medium, and then 3 is maximum. That's when you're completely standing still. Other small changes being made. Finka's Adrenaline Surge will now remove the tinnitus from explosions, so when your ear's ringing, if you Adrenaline Surge, it just removes that. Not a huge deal, but a nice quality of life change. Smoke is getting the Vortex Optic, which, for those of you who don't know, is the optic that Mozzie has on his P10 Roni SMG. So that weird holographic thing. It might be a new sight that they're going to add to a lot of operators, hopefully. We'll see. Yeah, and Smoke is getting it because Nock is also getting the FMG9 with the sight, so Smoke has to get it too. And then the same thing with Valkyrie and Blackbeard with the Deagle. They're both going to get muzzle brake and suppressor added. And I'm a little scared to see what the Deagle is like with the muzzle brake. It's going to be quite the sight. The suppressor just makes it look like it has a giant dildo in the end. General tweaks, not too much to go over, but I still want to talk about it. So they are now changing the game so that you can never end a round in a draw. As it currently stands, if you're playing bomb, no diffuser down, it's just a 1v1 fight, and you both kill each other at the exact same time, it will be a draw, which would mean some matches go to like double overtime or even triple overtime. Now, if you kill each other at the exact same time, one side will always win. If the bomb diffuser is down, then the attackers win. If it's not down, the defenders win. For secure, the defenders will always win. For hostage, the defenders will always win. Now this is basically just to make it so you don't have matches that drag on forever or people being confused about draws, because I literally just had one happen yesterday and my team was confused as hell. They're like, wait, what, is this a new thing? Is it draw just been added? But no, it's been around for a long time. I've actually made a few videos on it, which means rip those videos because people always loved it when we went to double overtime, but this is probably better for the consistency of the game. And then for player comfort, they just added a few things. A ranked guide. It's just a little page that shows you everything you need to know about ranked and information. It'll show you like what maps are available, the rules of ranked, etc., etc. Operator selection. You can definitely notice this if you look at my Operation Phantom Sight videos. They just have more details when you actually go to look at the operators. And then this is a big one. Ambient audio tuning. I almost skipped over this when I looked over the patch notes on stream. These are some significant changes to quality of life for players. Border, the helicopter is now farther away, so you're not going to hear it as loudly. Which means when you're on attack, you don't have to worry about listening for the quietest sound behind the thunderous roar of the helicopter. And the same thing's happening on Bank. The helicopter is going much farther away. But an even bigger change on Bank is that the water sprinklers are turning off in the basement. This is a huge deal, because as it stood, one of the hardest parts about Bank Basement was trying to hear for when the plant's going off, since the water sprinklers are always running. You can barely hear it. So now Basement's going to be even stronger than before. You're even going to be able to hear the Hibanas more clearly, because sometimes if, say, you're standing in Red Hall looking into the CCTV room through your mirror, sometimes you won't hear the Hibanas going off because the water's too loud. So with all that changed, now it's going to be much quieter and you're going to be able to hear everything without any issues. And they also changed the fire alarm, which, to be honest, I don't really notice. Maybe I just started tuning it out, but apparently it's going to be a bit less frequent. And like I said, the helicopter is going to be quieter or farther away, and then the ventilation boxes are going to be quieter, which I honestly have never once noticed. Here's also another big change for a lot of you out there who only play ranked. This is actually a pretty significant deal, especially for someone like me. They were going to be adjusting the MMR Reset. So right now, as it stands, every single season, everyone starts at exactly 2500 MMR, no exceptions. Doesn't matter if you were 10,000 ELO, doesn't matter if you were negative 200 copper 4. You will always start at 2500 MMR, which would be gold 4. Now, the MMR is going to reset softly. It's not going to fully reset, it's not going to stay the exact same. Basically, what they're going to do is they'll take the distance between whatever MMR you finished at. Let's say you finished at 3000 MMR. They'll take the distance between that and 2500 and put you in the middle, in between. So if you were at 3000 and then the season resets, you'd be at 2750 when you start the new season. And then it caps out at 3500 and 1500. So the only way you could cap it out is if you were at, I think it's 4500. So if you're a diamond player, the highest elo you can start with in a new season is 3500, which is plat 3. And then the only way to cap out at the bottom is if you were a super, super bad copper 4 player, like at 500 MMR. And this also applies to placement matches. And the main reason that they say here why they want to do this is because it'll help people get placed better. Because each season, it doesn't matter if you were diamond or copper, you'll all be in the same matches at the very beginning. But now with some soft MMR reset, you won't have diamonds in copper lobbies. They'll be somewhat separated, and it'll be a lot easier for you to get back to your rank, which is good. Overall, that's a really good change. It will suck for people like me who want to do like copper to diamond, because let's say at the end of Burnt Horizon, if I want to use the same account for copper to diamond, I am fucked. Or if that account makes it to diamond, I'm going to be set at 3500 MMR at the beginning of Operation Phantom Sight. And even if I lose all 10 of my placements, I don't think I'll drop down to copper 4. So this means that I'll have to make a new account or use an old account, like alternate between my accounts every season. It's going to kind of suck. And even then, it wouldn't really change much. So like say I make it to diamond on this account this season, it'll get reset to 3500 next season. I take a break from it, don't use it for an entire season, come back the season after in year 4, season 3. It's still going to go from 3500. It's like going to take the average between 2500 to 3500 and it'll just drop down to 3000. So it won't even be fully reset then. So it'll be a bit of a pain for people like me who use multiple accounts for different series, but overall it's a good change for the community. It's just going to mean I'm going to have to probably buy another account and spend a lot more money on operators, but whatever, we'll get over it. Moving on, menu loading times are faster, and big change, observation tools. So now if you are a defender and you look at a drone, if the attacker is controlling it, it is orange. If the defender is controlling it, it is blue. It doesn't matter whether your team is orange or blue, it'll always be the defenders are blue and the attackers are orange. If you're walking around the map and you see a camera that's blue, that means the defender's on it. If you're an attacker, destroy it. If you're a defender, leave it. And this is to just overall be more consistent, because I don't know about you guys, I fucking hated Mozzie when he took over a drone because it was almost impossible to tell when it was either a Mozzie drone or my drone because the color is so faint. But now it's bright, you'll be able to easily tell. So much nicer. And this will affect everything. Regular cameras, Valkyrie cameras, regular drones, Maestro turrets, Twitch drones, Mozzie's hack drones, and bulletproof cameras. And also now whenever Vigil or Knock are using their ability next to a camera that it would affect, the camera is white. So you don't even need to see Vigil or Knock yourself. If someone's on a camera, even if they're AFK and Knock or Vigil walk by and the camera turns white, you can see the camera and be like, oh, it's white, that means someone's nearby. I have to be careful. Something like that. So it'll be a little more helpful for people with teams who don't communicate. And then the rest of the stuff aren't too important. The one big concern is main bug fixes. Class shield glitch, not listed. IQ, where is she? Oh, she's not even on here because she has no bug fixes. Big issue because she has the invisible claymore glitch. And then they don't mention anything about the deployable shields either, as far as I can tell. I might have missed it. I don't see anything about it. So hopefully they do actually fix those big bugs before the new season drops, because I do not want to have another start to the season with a shit ton of bugs like Operation Burnt Horizon. But anyways, I feel like I've been rambling enough in this video. That'll be it for the patch notes reading. Again, let me know down in the comments if you want me to do a full rant video as to why it's not a big deal that these operators have reused guns. I'll be looking through the comments. I'll be answering some people. But if you guys really do want me to make it, I will, because I feel like people are just blowing this way out of proportion, and I need to teach people why they're stupid. That's just my life's work, you know? Anyways, that'll be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.